Hey guys, it's San Diego Comic Con week, and every now and then here on Not Sam Wrestling, we break the format to get into the even more geeky world of wrestling collectibles. You all know what a collector I am, specifically a collector of action figures, and if you've been watching the stuff that we do here on the channel, this man should be no stranger to you. If you're a wrestling action figure fan, this man should be no stranger to you. The highly skilled yet ever controversial zombie sailor is back in the Not Sam studio. What's going on, man?
Sam, what's going on, brother? Thank you for having me. Zombie Sailor is honored to be back in the studio as always.
Well, look, I mean, a lot of people have a lot to say. A lot of people have a lot of questions, but I have found last time we spoke, it was when Series 1 dropped, and you came here as soon as you had them in stock, and you showed them to me, and we looked at them. And I don't think one person, once the figures were in hand, had an even slightly negative thing to say. Would you say that Series 1 had an overwhelmingly positive response?
Yeah, definitely, man. Series 1 completely exceeded expectations. And I understand, being a collector myself, that everyone's going to nitpick every little detail. So I was like, anticipating a small storm of people not being happy, complaining about whatever it is, but I was completely overwhelmed. My team was completely overwhelmed by how positive it was. So looking back upon it now, I mean, I've never seen like an independent toy release have that much of like an embrace. So I'm really, really proud with how everything turned out, and it just completely just overwhelmed me. So I was super, super happy with that.
So not only do we have the man himself to answer questions and everything, but you have Series 2, as well as some stuff that even I haven't seen, let alone anybody else. You've got stuff here that nobody's seen. But first, let's talk about Series 2, right? So Series 2 went up for pre-order when?
It went up around Halloween time of this past year. So I believe the date was like August 18th, 2022. So about 7-8 months ago from the time of this date. And yeah, we were supposed to have them in maybe like around April, May. But of course, things happen. We don't want to rush anything. We want to make sure every little detail is there. So it was a little brief snafu, if you will. Yeah.
So let's talk about this, right? Because that's been a criticism of the entire sort of independent toy line, the distribution, that things take a very long time, that you're putting in a pre-order, and odds are you're going to get it. It's going to take a year. Sometimes, in some cases, not necessarily yours, but in a lot of cases, more than a year before you get anything. So in your case, for people that don't understand at all, why are we waiting as long as we're waiting for Series 2?
Yeah. Well, just in general, it usually takes about a year from like start to finish. That's just how it is. Like, I believe it was last year Mattel had that Cody exclusive, right? Yep. The Elite. That took about a year. And that's, like I always say, it's a really cool figure, man.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a multi-billion-dollar toy company representing a multi-billion-dollar wrestling company, and that took a year. So that's just simply how things go, and if there's any little road bumps in making it, if there's something wrong with the card, how a guy's hair comes out when you get the prototype samples, everything has to be corrected, and everything that takes correction obviously adds more time to the whole entire production.
Yeah, that was my question too, because I think it's valuable for people that care about the figures. When you say there are snafus, right, that you expect these to be to you in April, May, we're now sitting here in July, and it's probably going to be about August, right, when you have them in hand. What specifically is it that makes it that extra 3-4 months?
Like, for example, like Nick Gage, who's in Series 2, looks awesome. We'll see that in a moment. Like, he had a little bit of like gray highlights in his beard, right, from the prototype, and we want it to look as close to the prototype as possible. So when they're sending me over samples, and if I were to give the thumbs up, they would put those into production immediately, and it would take 4 to 6 weeks for them to make everything. I'm like, oh, no, there's not as many grays. We need a little bit more wash. So then they have to get those done, those prepared, then shipped to me for me to see in hand. I'm like, okay, here we go. And that's 3 weeks right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because you're talking about China.
Yeah, China.
You're talking about this coming from China.
Exactly. Yeah. And just so people know, every single package that comes from me from China, whether it's one guy or a carded box of 6 guys, it's usually at least a minimum of $300.
Mm-hmm.
So back and forth through the whole entire process from beginning to end, I'm spending at least $2,000 plus just on boxes getting sent to me. There's so many variable costs that go into this, and like I said before, so much just so much time, and we just want to do everything to get everything right. So I've said it before, I'll say it again. We're not going to ever rush things to get the perfect figure. I'd rather wait an extra 2, 3, 4, 6 months to get the thing looking as perfect as possible. I'm a big fan of Hot Toys. I used to live and die by Hot Toys, and they have pre-order dates out like 18 months in advance. Sometimes used to come way past that, sometimes 2.5 years. I never once complained. That's just me. I understand people get frustrated, but I never once complained because I would rather wait for quality. I'd rather have something beautiful tomorrow than something meh today, you know? So.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's important for people to get that, like, you, and that's part of working in silence, is that you are also going to miss credit when maybe some could be given, is that, like, I think that a lot of people would go like, the detailing on the beard isn't quite right, but people are going to be mad that they have to wait another 3 months, and it's going to cost me more money to have another, to have this prototype changed and then have it shipped back to me. Because it's the other thing. I think there are people that would probably go like, whatever, just take a picture of the prototype. Yeah, it looks good in the picture. Make them, like, let's get them out, right?
Exactly.
And you're not doing that. And that is adding months at this point to when we're actually getting figures in hand.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I'm not going to just rush anything. And, like, so many people might not even see that detail. They might miss it, might not even care. But, the thing is, I see it and I know it's there. And I'm all about giving the optimum product. That's it. Just, I don't even look at myself like a toy maker at this point. I look at myself almost like an artist, like an artisan. Like, sure, I'm not there. I wish I had the talent to sculpt these figures, but I just want to have the best overall product, man. And I just, it's all about art. This is an art form, and I just want people to, experience the best premium quality they could.
Well, and I'm glad that, I like that you're doing this. I have no financial incentive to do this podcast. I have no financial incentive in your company. I don't invest in anything like that. So that's not what this is. But what this is you don't have, so tell me what you have. You don't have Series 2 in stock yet. It's, as we're speaking, it's on the boat from China.
Correct.
But because you're sitting here talking about how detailed everything is, you actually have, the samples with you?
Yeah, so these are the same exact ones that are on the boat. These are the final finished production figures. So what the factory does is, instead of me just waiting for everyone else, waiting to get them like everyone else would do, they send me like 3 of each figure carded. Basically, like, here you go, here's your little figures now, just so I could have them. There's nothing has to be approved because everything was already approved. This is just the final figure. So they took them out of the batch that was being shipped via sea, and they mailed them to me.
Oh, airmail them. So,
yeah.
Okay. So you get like a couple of proofs.
Yes.
So and also that way you know exactly what's coming, right?
Yes.
So that when it gets there off the boat, there's no weird surprises. And God forbid, there's no little thing that you miss that you now have to figure out, like, oh my God, how am I going to deal with this?
Yeah, God willing, nothing is missing on these guys.
Yeah. So, okay. And so you brought me a set of your proofs.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. Okay, well, what do you want to show me here? Because I'm gonna take a look, and you're letting me open these.
Sam, you can open these. As far as I'm concerned, this is your set. I'm not trying to grease you up or anything, but these are yours, and let's do it, man. So,
okay, give me one of them. We'll go. Yeah, let's go one at a time. This is Series 2, Heels and Faces, first time anywhere.
So let's start off with a banger. This is my, depending on the day of the week, however I'm feeling, this is my favorite wrestler, arguably of all time. Let's start with Raven.
Oh my! All right, this is the one, right? This is, I'm being selfish because I'm looking at it before I show it. First of all, this is a thick card.
Yes, sir.
For those that care about it, like, I'm showing the camera right now. This is not a flimsy card at all. Is this a different stock than the originals?
I mean, it's a hair thicker. Like, we don't want it to deviate too much from the 90s style that we're trying to, emulate, but it's definitely a smidge thicker.
Yeah. What about from from Series 1?
Yeah. Series 1 was not thin by any stretch, but it was definitely the thinnest out of all of them. Then we upgraded the carding for Danhausen and Jeff Jarrett, and this is just a smidge above those guys.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to look at it now. We're going to take a look at the MOC. Here you go. We got a close-up going on. So, as you can see, there you go. Raven, we have the imagery on top. You have the signature here. Ministry, because it's licensed, is that right?
Exactly, yeah. So the band Ministry, they were really cool, reached out to them. They were so receptive. So it's officially licensed by him. You know, Raven, when he was wrestling in the mid to late 90s, he's always wore like a band t-shirt.
Which is hilarious because they weren't licensed when he was wrestling.
Exactly. So like, you know, every figure that was made of Raven, he had quite a bit. It was always like, he was wearing a shirt of himself or like just a random logo. I was like, no, man, if we're going to do a Raven figure, we're going to do it right. So that's the shirt that he debuted the Raven character in. And that's a shirt that he's wearing there. And it's officially licensed. Everything is legit. So, yeah.
This is nuts. Okay, so obviously I'll look into the figure more when we open it. We have the tiny little ZST logo here. The red carding, which I like. Going back to the Hasbro era where later on the different series had different color cards. On the back... You have the ZST. Okay, this is we got a ZST point.
Yes, sir.
Which are probably about as valuable as the Hasbro points were.
Probably.
You have the clip and save card, which I love. It's got the sketch. It's got the fun fact 6'1", 235, Short Hills, New Jersey. Twisted and tortured soul known as Raven. Are you writing the copy on these?
Definitely. I have a couple of guys that I talk to amongst this, and I go over with the talent a little bit. Of course, before like anything is like, you know, the trigger is pulled on anything, I give it to them like, yeah, okay, whatever. And, you know, basically get their approval.
Yeah, you have, which is the same as Series 1, the Ron Rudat sketch.
Yes, sir.
On the back, which I think is key because people go like, oh, what, are we staying true to the original line? And we have the guy who designed the original line sketching.
You can't beat that.
These figures, designing the figures. And then before we open it, interesting, on the back of the card.
Uh-oh.
So we've got Series 2, right? Which is Nick Gage, Bruiser Brody, Raven, Kevin Sullivan, King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant. Then we don't have Series 1 back here. We have all new figures after that. Andre Blackstrap, which I'll ask you about.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming this is going to be Series 3. Slick, Hercules Hernandez, Paul Roma, Mike Shaw, the Booger Man we know is going to be the Comic-Con. It should be on Zombie Sailor.
ZombieSailor.com,
as we speak.
Yep.
One Man Gang, Jack Tunney. And then you've got the Cardona and Gage 2-pack. So I'm going to ask you about the releases on all these after we go through Series 2.
Of course, yeah.
That works. All right, I'm going to open this up.
Here we go. Oh, man.
Okay, I love it's glued down tight, too.
Oh, yeah, it's on there, man.
It is really glued down there tight. Like you're going to rip packaging as you open, as you should.
Oof.
We've got, I can already feel the soft goods leather jacket, which I remember you... Gotta love that sound.
Amazing.
So here's what's left of the package after we open it. Wow. I remember you telling me how many jackets you went through on this Raven figure. This is incredible. So far I see the tattoo on the leg. Now, here. This is important, and I think a lot of people are going to wonder it. I see the tattoo on the leg. I can't comment on the arms yet, but we using a different process now than we used on Danhausen, or the same?
Yeah, it's a different process. So then these are pad print now, so it's not going to be able to like be peeled off. But even Danhausen, people complained about the tattoos. A few people did, but I thought they were very good and they didn't really come off or anything. But these are going to be a lot more like on there. So.
I did notice on the Danhausen that the tattoos, and I think a lot of people who didn't have problems probably because they're just displaying anyway, but some of the tattoos would get stuck to the cape, so you just had to be real careful about how you peel back the cape.
For sure.
But these you avoid, and I was thinking about that with this Raven because he's got the soft goods jacket on. By the way, the articulation is crazy on this.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Ball jointed shoulders. So I'm going to get the jacket off, and I'm doing it carefully, but also not too carefully because if it breaks, that's your problem, not mine. Oh, actually, you know what? Once you get the articulation right, it comes off easy. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, so the samples that I had, like, you know, again, I never opened up an actual carded one, but they sent me, like, samples of how the figure was finished, like, loose. And when I got the jacket off, I found it was a little easier if you pop off his wrists.
That's what I was going to ask. So the hands do come off.
100%. Yes, sir.
Wow. Look at this. Now, is the flannel removable or not removable?
It is removable. Yep. Like a Ninja Turtle belt from back in the late 80s, early 90s. It pops right off. There should be, like,
there's the snap on it. Yes. Okay, we're good. I love that everything is there should be.
Yeah,
hopefully
exactly.
There's.
Dude, I am scared shit right now. I just make sure these are all good.
We got this off. First of all, okay. Let's see. Is he standing? again, there's a lot of articulation here. So there's, yeah, easy to stand. Jacket is not ripped at all.
Beautiful.
It's a nice soft leather. The zippers are real. The detail on this. Oh my God. Can you see the buckles? Hopefully I can get a focus. The buckles on the belt on the leather jacket. That's nuts, dude.
Yeah,
you
man.
did not need to put those little buckles in, and then I mean the studs where you would put the buckle, because the actual buckle is a real buckle.
Yeah. Sam, let me tell you something. So this Raven figure, it costs more than 3 times what our normal figures cost to produce. And the actual price on him, we only charge $5 more, because I realized nobody's going to spend $75 on a little Raven figure.
Right, especially when you've set the price on the others.
Exactly. So when all is said and done, we're probably just breaking even on Raven. But you know
it's
what?
worth it.
It's worth it, because, I always wanted that ultimate Raven figure. Again, me being such a super fan of his. And we weren't getting it from anybody else. So I'm like, let me do it. And I'm happy to do it. So it's not just all about money. So
as you can see, I insided out the sleeves on the jacket to take it off. So I'm putting it out. Nothing's ripping. Nothing's tearing. Still in amazing shape. This jacket is crazy. This is like, when I had Hasbro's as a kid, my mom could sew. So I would have her put together, like, she made a Ric Flair robe.
Oh, nice.
She made a Dick Tracy jacket for my Dick Tracy figures. But, like, this is unreal. Even you can see, like, there's a hem. A lot of people go cheap on the hemming on the sleeves.
Oh, no.
Sleeve is hemmed. The belt buckle is real, so you can slide the belt that hangs off the leather jacket in and out of the belt buckle. The pockets here have zippers on them. There's a zipper there. The jacket is nuts. Okay, now so you said the best way to do it is to take the hands off, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the wrist pop right off.
Let's see.
God willing.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
I mean, dude, it works. Let's see. Yeah. It's in tight enough that it doesn't feel like it's going to fall off, but
hopefully it goes right
boom,
back in.
Goes right back in.
Praise Jesus.
Yep. Goes right back in. Being fair. Yep. It's in. So, yeah, let's look, because this has been something that a lot of people have talked about, is the articulation on it.
You could do a signature cross pose.
Right. So here, and yes, the tattoos are very much like, this is definitely feels more like what an original Hasbro would have done for the tattoos. They feel right on there. Whatever you can see. Look, I'm being fair. If they peel, Danhausen's probably would have peeled off if I was doing this, because they're not meant to do this. But, and I don't want to be rough on it, because like you said, this is my set.
Yeah.
But you could see they don't peel off. They're not they're not glossy, shiny.
Nope. We did a lot of trial and errors on those tattoos. Believe me. Me and my kids, we were freaking going nuts with the samples.
You were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We were making sure.
By the way, you have a soft goods jacket on it, and you still did the back design on the t-shirt.
Of course.
The wash on the jeans. Now, let's see here. Yeah, Raven does his Raven split.
Oh yeah.
He can split.
Textbook Raven.
Let's see. We can bring him in, move the legs up. Yep, they moved up. I saw you sweating there for a second. Moved up. He can do his thing where he's sitting.
Yep, put him on the side of the turnbuckle.
On the ropes. I mean, this is, dude, this figure is insane.
It's the ultimate Raven figure.
It really is the ultimate Raven figure, because, and I think that this is something, first, the detailing on the boots. And by the way, this is not like a necessarily finished table, and it's not scratching paint off of it, which is really good. Like I said, the tattoo on the leg. I think a lot of people, there it is, right back, good. Not loose, right? Once you move it around, sometimes the joints get all loose. Nope,
nice and
still
snug, man.
Still good. This is, I mean,
look at that shit, man. It's crazy.
It's crazy, and it looks good. Like the hair, you can see, still looks good without the jacket on. That's a pet peeve of mine, that sometimes, these figures, and big toy companies do it too. You do what you can do, but the figures come with jackets, and then the hair is so high up that the gap is very strange on the shoulder. But I don't find that to be the case at all here. Yeah, dude, this is, you've nailed it.
Thanks, man. And check it also.
And by the way, he can do a perfect DDT with this.
I was literally just going to say that. He can hit his freaking even flow.
Yeah. Yeah, this is This is nuts. And I think one of the criticisms, which I've always thought is a weird criticism, it's almost like, well, it's too good, is that, well, Hasbro's never had this level of articulation. And while they didn't, like, they did evolve somewhat over time, right? When you look at, like, the Earthquake and Typhoon figures with the leg articulation, when you look, like, where it made sense, they would add it in. But I think what's key about this is the design factor.
Yes.
Like, it poses like a Hasbro would pose. So whatever you want to pose it as, especially once you get the jacket on. I mean, the ball jointed shoulders are fairly seamless, but once the jacket is on, you put it in whatever pose you want to put it in, and it's gonna fit, right?
Exactly, man. And the thing is, you know, as much as I love Hasbro's, these aren't Hasbro's. These are, you know, 90s style figures taken to the next level.
Right,
you know,
and using the technology that we have today.
Yes, exactly. And even like, I mean, I don't know if you could zoom in, but even like the laces on his boots, like we didn't have to put that there.
Oh my gosh,
that
the
was
bows.
a separate.
There's bow, like, so on the boot, and we got a nice close up, but it's laced up, but you can see the bow, and I didn't notice it. You can see where it's tied around the top of the boot the way Raven would have done it. Like, it's a very 90s grunge aesthetic. Like, I mean, this, dude.
The amount of research that went into this, still photos, videos, talking to the man himself. And
has he seen it?
He's seen photos of it, not the actual samples yet.
So I got mine before Raven got it.
You have your Raven figure before Raven.
So he's somewhere going, what about me? What about Raven?
Exactly.
Oh, and the little tattoo sticking out of the elbow pad. Again, I mean, I can't state enough that the tattoos are much better than the Danhausen ones.
Oh, thanks,
and
man.
The Dan, you know, I love the Danhausen one, but they're much better. The wash is good on the jeans. It's not too much, but it's like, it's there.
The tattoo on his finger, do you see that on his left middle finger? The Anarchy logo?
God.
Everything, man.
Yeah. Yeah, let me. Yeah, you can see it. That's awesome. Well, all right, we're 1 for 1, I think, with Series 2. I'm impressed.
Sam, I hate to put you on the spot, but genuine, and you're not gonna hurt me. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best.
No, it's a 10, dude. I was looking for reasons to not, because I mean, people are gonna be mad that you're here. They're gonna think I'm doing Is this removable?
The necklace is removable. Of course. Come on, man.
Come on.
Of course. Yeah.
All right. If it was a 9 before, so, and this is like, oh my God, the choker.
Yep.
The choker is removable.
Again, man, that should be a $75 figure. I don't care if it's 4 inches, 3 inches, 10 inches, whatever. The amount of detail and articulation and soft goods and accessories, that should be a $75. It should have been. Then I would have freaking made a profit. But again, it is what it is.
I mean, this is going to be one of those like marquee, like this is an example of what's possible. Jesus. What are you doing, dude? You are nuts.
Thanks, man.
You are nuts. I had no idea that the choker was removable. And like, because I just saw, as I'm like messing around with it, I saw that there was a gap in the back. And I was like, wait a minute, you crazy son of a bitch.
We spared no expense.
No, apparently not. And the legs are one piece.
Yes, sir.
Nothing's going to fall off.
Hopefully not.
God bless. Nothing's going to fall off. Now, explain to me why is this, so I don't, the terminology or whatever, but like the legs are different when it comes to the articulation. There's this peg or button or whatever that is in the right leg, but the left leg doesn't have it.
Yeah, just that's something that the factory had to do in order for it to get that articulation. Like there was no way it could be hidden, and believe me, I would. But
is there any reason why it's hidden in one but not the other? Is it just like one mechanism?
It's not that it's one mechanism. It's just like I really don't know. That's just what the factory needed to do in order to get it done. I feel like
not a flaw, just curious.
I genuinely don't know. I mean, I was asking them if they could like remove that, but like, oh, we can't have it hidden, blah blah blah. So yeah, it doesn't.
Hey, man.
One leg isn't more articulate than the other. They both do exactly the same.
I was testing that when I was messing with them, and again, they're not. It's not breaking, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, we do so many tests. Like me and my kids literally play with these figures, and like I'm rough with them. Especially my oldest son, he's freaking crazy with them. And yeah, you could literally drop it from a skyscraper, and it's not gonna collapse or anything. So,
yeah. Well, I don't know if that's literally true. I'll bet if you dropped it from a skyscraper,
I'm sure it'll get a little damage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. You kind of, and it helps, for what it's worth. if like you move one up, you kind of move them at the same time because they're on the same peg, but it's
Exactly.
not. Trust me, I would. I'm messing with it. If it was gonna break,
Quality control, man.
because I mean, everybody. I like you, but everybody's watching this video if one of your figures breaks on it. So
Yeah, that's what they're betting money on.
Yeah, everybody wants to see the downfall. Yeah, this is sick, dude. This is really.
I love it, man.
This is really great. It's one of those that, whether people like you or not, if you're a Raven fan,
yeah,
you do need it.
And I'll say it again, man. Being such a huge Raven fan, like I remember watching, ECW back in like '96. I was like 12 years old. Nobody in my grade even knew what the heck ECW was. Staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning, watching on MSG every Saturday. It was such a great moment. It's my favorite wrestling of all time. And Hasbro's were still around back then. I mean, they were kind of tapering off, but it was like maybe like the red card series, green card series were about to come out or whatnot, if you could find them. And I literally remember in my mind fantasizing about having like ECW figures.
100%.
And the first guy that I thought was Raven. I'm like, oh my God, imagine having a Raven figure in ECW style or Hasbro style, I should say.
I remember I took an old Mr. Perfect and turned him into Raven.
That's a good one. That's a good base for Raven, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we are 3 decades later nearly, and we finally got it, or I finally got my wish. So
crazy. This is nuts. This is nuts. Well, that's one. How many figures are in Series 2?
There's 6. So there's Raven. We'll show you as they come out.
Hit me with another one.
All right, man. So
who's joining Raven next?
How about we have
or first, I guess.
The big man, King Kong Bundy.
Boy, King Kong Bundy. Now this was one that you were excited about.
Oh yeah,
for a long time. This is a special one that can actually, like, this fills a gap. I think whether it's a very early King Kong Bundy that was more the LJN era, or that $1 Million Corporation,
my favorite
King Kong Bundy, the '95 King Kong Bundy, the Undertaker feuding King Kong Bundy. So you can see, again, same deal on the back. We don't have to go through it every time. We'll talk about the figures in a minute, but you've got the sketch. Yep, by Ron Rudat. And you've got, I mean, King Kong Bundy obviously doesn't have as many details in the aesthetic as a Raven does, but still, there's a lot that makes Bundy Bundy. You have the King Kong Bundy signature there on the card. That font. How did you spend a lot of time figuring out exactly what font to use? Because it really does match.
Yeah. Well, our graphic designer, John Lucas Reyes, shout out to him. He's incredible. Like, he does all of that stuff. I basically just give him like a rough template of how I would like for it to look, and then he just does his thing. He's an incredible artist. So thankful to have him on our team. And John Lucas Reyes, he's the man. He does all of that artistic stuff.
Awesome. Well, let me open this up.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, punch the little hole in the paper because it's stuck in good.
You're a pro.
and this is a heavier figure. Obviously, he's a big guy, but the bubble isn't going anywhere.
No, sir.
So is that also part of it? Is like that there are MOC collectors that are like, you can't have stuff that's going to fall off the card. And also, I would imagine too, in terms of shipping these things, like it's a lot easier to make sure that the cards don't get damaged if they're good quality.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, there's so many MOC collectors out there, and we want to take care of them. I'm an MOC collector myself, loose and MOC, and I just want to do my best, not to get their figures arriving as perfect as possible. Of course, there's so many things that are going to happen from the time it goes from China to the port in New York to my place to their house. There's so many variables, so it's impossible to get it like perfect, but we want to get it as close to perfect as possible.
Yeah, and so here we have it, Bundy. He's got the five. Let's go. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here it is. Let's look at him with Raven matched up. That's a nice scale.
Yes, sir.
Right? It's not exaggerated Bundy, but it's still like he's clearly bigger. They can go back to back. He's taller as he should be. And you see, I'm going to look at the card and see what he's billed at.
6'5",
6'4", and Raven is 6'1", so that looks about right. Bundy's obviously heavier. Yeah, this is great. He's got the fist ready for just the clobbering power move.
That's it.
And the 5. Yeah, this is.
I love how we gave him that the fat roll behind his head.
Let's see
just
here.
Like that.
Oh yeah. Looking for all the detail points. The fat roll, the little humping of the shoulder here.
Yep.
And this is great. There's that gloss that people always talk about is clearly here. I think that picks up on camera nicely, but. Yeah, man. Paint's good. That's the other thing. Like the detailing of the paint line. There's no sort of weird. There's no discernible strokes. It's not, rubbing off onto the flesh or anything. No. You've got detailing on the arm tape, the wrist tape, where you can actually. It's not just like a white stripe. Going back to the boot laces.
Yeah, clean boot laces.
Boot laces.
Like back in the day, Hasbro, I understand they couldn't individually paint every single one, but, we did.
Now, okay, so here's a change. I'm going to see. Yes. So here's a change for all the geeks from Series 1. Series 1 had the heels and faces stamp colored on the bottom. This is not colored, but it is molded on now. It's engraved.
Yes, sir.
Why that change? And we obviously, peg holes. Yeah, peg holes.
We're just, moving on to the next level. We want to make them look as legit as possible because they are. So, yeah, we just didn't want to have like a stamp. We wanted it to actually be a physical imprint in the figure.
And also with the coloring of the stamp, it's like you're putting detail now on the bottom of the foot where nobody cares, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. Look at that. Such a cool, and I'm going to compare it to Dino Bravo Series 1 after, because that's the other thing. I mean, in my hand right now, they look like the size they should be, because you also see this in figure lines, right, where if things aren't paid attention to, Series 2 is off from Series 1. You even saw it like back in the day with like the Just Toys Bendums or whatever, like later series all of a sudden would be like, these aren't to scale anymore. What happened? So I have Dino Bravo over there. I think I got a Hasbro or something over there. So we'll look at the scale too. But in my hand right now, it appears to be the same scale as Series 1, which is exactly what you want. Awesome, dude. 5. King Kong Bundy.
Glad you like it, man. Yeah.
I do like it. And again, fits in. Gonna put him. Yeah, Mattel's putting out a purple Undertaker. So King Kong Bundy and a purple Undertaker is gonna be perfect.
They're gonna have a hell of a match, man. And again, I know he's not, like you mentioned, he's not as detailed as Raven. Raven has all the logo shirts, tattoos, washes on the jeans. Scale of 1 to 10 for Mr. Bundy, Mr. Roberts. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say
for a Bundy figure.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give him a 9 at least, right? I mean, I don't know what I would do differently. This is it. There's no questioning who that is. This is, I mean, it's I would say it's the quintessential retro style Bundy.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah. Well, Mattel did the Elite Bundy. They were like, well, I guess we'll throw in a soft goods t-shirt or something. This is what Bundy looks like. This is the Bundy that I would display with Hasbro's.
Would you say that it would fit in like seamlessly with your old toys?
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had a couple more next to me, but yeah, 100%. Same with the Raven, by the way. Like, as you're going for, if I'm going to do, ECW invades Raw, and bring out my LOD Hasbro's, this Raven is perfect. It's
Hell
perfect.
Yeah, man.
Who do we got next for Series 2?
Let's
Heels
see.
and faces, baby.
I know you're a big fan of his, so how about
Oh, boy.
Mr. Gage. Nick Gage.
Here it is.
Gage.
Nick effing Gage. He's been here in the Notsam studio. This is one that I think people were looking forward to. Now, if there's any confusion, this is the one that has the hard goods painted on t-shirt. Soft goods t-shirt is going to be in the Cardona 2-pack.
That is correct.
Yep. Yes. Okay. So I can already see, first of all, the idea that we're getting a Nick Gage, this is what it's all about for me. Like the idea that I could have a Nick Gage interacting with Hasbro figures now it's like Nick Gage and Raven of this era on the same, it's the coolest. Man. It's the coolest. For somebody that grew up when I did, I also love that somebody like that Ron Rudat. Like, what would it look like if Ron Rudat, right, sketched Nick Gage?
It's surreal.
And here we are. I see. Let me see if I can. Yeah, see the highlighting in the beard that you had to send him back for. He's got the bandana on. You can see he's got accessories, which I like that you do this. It's the same thing Hasbro did, which is accessories if they need accessories. No accessories if they don't need accessories.
Exactly.
Like Raven, he's packaged with his stuff on. It's not to the side. Bundy, he doesn't need accessories. Nick Gage, he's got a broken light tube.
Exactly.
And a pizza cutter. So for those of you that were sitting there going like, oh man, the Hasbro collection was so good, but there's no broken light tube. Now we've got a broken light tube for our Hasbros.
We just fulfilled a lot of dreams.
All right, I'm going to open Nick Gage, who's got, by the way, the GCW logo, the MDK logo, the Nick Gage t-shirt. Again, look. Here we go. Let me take these accessories out. All right, I'm holding them. They're not snapping, okay? Got a little flexibility in the pizza cutter. I think that's probably a good thing, because if it were a hard plastic, it would break immediately.
Yes, sir. PVC plastic right there. A little flexibility.
So there you go. There's the ripped card. And there it is, the graphic on the back of the T-shirt, as well as we were hoping for. Move Bundy, who, by the way, neither of them are falling.
Thank God.
Nick Gage on the back. Oh, he's got the bandana tied on the back there. Let me move Raven stuff for you so you can see a little better. And here he is. He's got his tights on under the shorts as he wears. He's got the MDK logo, the hand sign. Murder, death, kill, baby. But okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. There it is. There's your pose.
Insane.
And I'm gonna assume,
I hope they fit.
that they both fit. Let's find out. The pizza cutter first, because that's that staple. That's like the Mountie shock stick to Nick Gage. Wrist articulation, which is really good. So he can get behind. Yeah.
Whoa,
okay.
It's carving him up.
Okay. Yeah, it works. It works. There he is.
Insane, man.
Carving up Raven. There it is. The pizza cutter fits. As does, let me put the pizza cutter all the way in just to make sure nothing breaks or anything. There it is. Pizza cutter's all the way in. Handle comes right out. There it was.
Wow. Yeah. We were having some problems with that again. Everything got debugged, but you never know with factories. So yeah, it's good to go.
Yes, good. Now the shard, couldn't have been easy. Sculpting the shard, that's important. And the little detailing of paint on the bottom of the I'm gonna try to get it right in frame for you. See that little green paint on the bottom of the fluorescent light tube, so you know what it is. It's not just some weird foreign object, as they say.
It was very important that we got the broken light tube correct.
Yeah, okay. We're putting it in. There it is. There, all right, went all the way through.
Look at that.
That's what I was hoping for, because that way he could either stab on one end or smash it. Oh, man. As a fan, as you know, I'm a fan of Nick Gage. I'm a fan of everything he's done in GCW and CZW before that, and everything he's done. The T-shirt sleeves look awesome. By the way, this torso mold is pretty smart too. That the wrist articulation is not just cool, but that you can take the hands off, so you can do specialized hands like that, but reuse arms.
Exactly.
Because this T-shirt mold itself, anybody that has a T-shirt with sleeves on, that's going to be awesome for.
Mikey Whipwreck, cough, cough.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect. Was that me or you?
Let's see.
Whatever that was. Something smashed on the ground. I'm just hoping.
That would be it was only my cell phone,
okay.
Don't worry.
All right, so we're good then. There he is. Nick Gage with the pizza cutter and everything. Oh, and the detailing on the shoes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Got the heels and faces, got the everything, but the paint detailing on the shoes, painted the red soles red. The pocketing, the molded detailing on the back of the pocket camo shorts. No leg articulation, as there shouldn't be, but nothing's breaking. Waist works, nothing's breaking. Yeah, man. And it does. It looks like the guy that you got his jaw right. Right? That's key. Nick has a very he's got a very pronounced jaw.
Yeah.
And you got that right.
And here's another thing. So Alex Heinke, our sculptor, Alex, what's up? He is a genius. He is such an artist, such a professional. And he wasn't necessarily a wrestling fan going into this, certainly not deathmatch wrestling, but he studies so many countless hours of footage, again, of photos of all of these guys to make them as accurate as possible. And he brought this up to me. So Nick Gage, when he stands, I guess from years of abuse from all these crazy matches he's been involved in, he has like a slight slouch.
Yes.
To his back. We got that in
Oh my God. And there it is.
Yes.
There it is. That's what it is. Yeah, you got his body language right. That looks like Nick Gage. Like, you have no question. That's nuts when you say it like that. Because now that I look at it, yeah, that's one of the, that's probably also, I just thought it was the jaw, but yeah, you can kind of see the slouch here that happens in the way, and it's represented in the front too. Yeah.
So you know what was really cool?
Yeah,
so,
this is a modern day Nick Gage for sure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So Alex and I, we actually visited a GCW show. It was in October. I forgot the name of the event. It's when Gage beat Moxley for the title in Atlantic City.
Oh, sure.
And this was his first time going to a deathmatch wrestling show, Alex. And he was like, wow, he was excited to meet Nick Gage because we had the prototype to present to him, which we did.
Oh, nice.
And he was blown away. And when Nick Gage was in the ring talking for his introduction, you know, he was just standing there and he was like, you know, a few feet away from us where we were. And Alex like gave me a little nudge. He's like, did I get a slouch right? Because he was standing there. And I literally had the toy in my hand. I'm like, man, you are an evil genius.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just seeing his work come alive and just seeing like the actual person right there in the flesh standing next to the figure and seeing how accurate that was. And again, a detail that necessarily did not have to be there. And just seeing it like just in front of you, it was mind boggling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I mean, I got to give that a 9.5 out of 10. This is, I don't know. Again, this is one of those where it's like, what would stop it from being a 10? I don't know. It just seems like a lot to give something a 10, but this is.
And the details, even in the bandana.
In the bandana, I was just about to say the paint detailing in the bandana all the way around, by the way. All the way around is nuts. Like you see, and it's not even like the repeated pattern. You see the pattern change the way it does, like that bandana pattern changing halfway through.
The folds and everything.
Yes.
The crevices.
Oh, man. That's, dude.
Yeah, I don't remember if
awesome.
I mentioned this our first interview, but like on the same factory that's making these, it's not like a no-name factory that I found from a Google search or like AliExpress or whatever. This is the same factory that makes Sideshow collectible statues. They make Sideshow collectible 6-scale figures. They make NECA stuff, Mezco, you name it. So this is a reputable factory that's been in business.
That makes sense. I've been
decades.
getting the Mezco Super Ultimate like 112 series. Is like,
oh yeah, those are amazing.
Nuts.
Yes. And they obviously, they have an excellent track record. They know how to make articulated goods. So that's why we were super confident with sending them the Raven jacket. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that because the soft goods on the Mezco, that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Who's next?
All right, let's see. Let's go with the evil genius, if you will. Let's go with Kevin Sullivan.
I love Kevin Sullivan. I'm a
Prince
Kevin
of
Sullivan
Darkness.
fan. And this is one that, again, you were super proud of because it's got the real chain on it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So here he is. This is Championship Wrestling from Florida, I think, era. Kevin Sullivan. He's got the sketch on the front as well as on the back of the card. And 5'9" from Boston. The Prince of Darkness will stop at nothing to please his master, the devil himself.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the Ron Rudat sketch, which, again, you got to geek out over because, you know, I mean, the fact that in 2023, 2022, 2021, Ron Rudat is making sketches of these guys is so cool. I can already see, by the way, the detailing in the cuffs, which is, I mean, insane because it's molded detailing, which is, wow. And the face paint, let me open this up. Man, oh man. So this is a little, there it is again, for those that care. The complication here is in the packaging of the chain itself. The chain, it's like such a fine chain. You don't want it all over the package, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yeah, exactly.
So it's taped to his back.
Yep. Yeah, we tried doing it separate or like, you know, just hanging down. So yeah, this was our final thing that we chose to put in like a little baggie taped to his back. So hopefully it doesn't break. You know, people are careful, and then they get the optimum use out of that
Let's
figure.
see. I'm not being careful, but I'm not being overly careful because, you know, trying to be fair. But by the way, no paint damage on the tights, which is good. Pink tights. There it is. Get a little excess tape off the back. Yeah. Comes right off. You see there's no, doesn't appear to be any sort of weird sticky stuff
No
on his
crazy
back because
residue.
of it. No crazy residue. And By the way, I was going to ask this question, I can already tell, because the Sabu was hit and miss sometimes with the standing. And I saw when his feet were so narrow, I was like, oh boy, Zombie may have gotten detail heavy, he might have gotten design heavy on this, but he's clearly like,
he's good.
Stands super easy. Like I didn't even attempt on that one. I'm taking the chain out of the tape now. As you can see, I just kind of pulled it out. I wasn't overly delicate about it. And yeah, I didn't break anything. Nothing broke, dude. Nothing broke still.
We're doing good.
Unbelievable. And here's the Taskmaster. Oh, this was before the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan. The chain this one's not removable.
No, it's not removable.
Right.
Yeah. So so the people watching at home, if you have Kevin Sullivan, just be careful with it. Adult collectible, just be careful.
Right. And this is super fine, so it clearly will break if whatever. If you drop it off a skyscraper, this one's breaking.
100%, I would not recommend.
But I think that's part of the design. That's what you pay for. But again, I mean, if we could, to me, the thing that pops out to me immediately.
Looks cool as hell when he's holding the chain.
Yes. Looks great holding the chain, and it's real easy to kind of wrap it around because, like I said, it's a super fine chain. It stands super easy, way easier than I thought it would. I was ready for him to fall, and I'd kind of have to fumble with it, but I didn't at all. See, you can see it's not falling down. But the detailing on the wrist cuffs is nuts. Like, this is all, not only is it painted, like every single little spike is painted, but they're spiky, and and it's molded on. Like I hope you can see on camera that it's really like clearly they're very defined, I guess is the word. Yeah. They're super super defined. Like it's a level of detailing in the molding that I don't want people to miss because it's pretty wild. See all here. Now, is that one of the things that you had to make sure of, that all the detailing and the spikes and everything was good?
Yeah, believe it or not, when they the factory sent over the paint samples, a couple months back, there was never any issue with the gauntlets on them. Everything was
right
perfect
from the beginning. I guess you're in the right factory.
Yeah, there's exactly. There's very few times that things have to get changed.
I moved the hands, by the way, to see if the weight distributed differently, and it didn't. Still stood. All good. King Kong Bundy's wobbling, not falling down. Perfect. Yeah, and okay, so you got of course got the face paint, the Manson X in the head, the eyes rolled back. It looks cool because this is going back. There's a cartoony quality to the look, like, you know what I mean? It's almost like a comic book look on the face, but it's still realistic and fits in with the rest of the brand. And you can see too, like the way, and I didn't do that on purpose, but when I moved the hand, the chain's now just hanging off of the two fingers, and it's still kind of hanging there. That looks so cool, man. Yeah, this is almost like, you're talking about Sideshow. I feel like the Kevin Sullivan, and maybe it's because of the chain and the detailing and everything, this almost fits in with that statue level.
Yes.
Right? Like this is one that this is a display figure. Like this is not one that you would necessarily let your kids mess around with. But yeah, it feels super high value.
And how about the washes in his hair on the side of his sideburns, beard? It's unbelievable.
Let me see
so beautiful.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even notice that at first, but yeah, I feel like that's a detail that would go unnoticed. That there is the beard is totally highlighted and stuff. The teeth are perfect, because sometimes they miss on the teeth, but the teeth are all painted white just right. The hair has the highlights in it that work. I mean, that's so...
Even has a little bit of a gloss on his tongue. You see that?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I do see that. Let's see if you could see it. Yeah, it's insane, dude. Like, it's a different level.
Yeah, Jen Johnson, she's phenomenal. She paints all our figures, all the prototypes. We send it to the factory, and it's up to them to replicate the paint as much as possible. And she is such a phenomenal artist. She's such a good painter. And she puts all these little details in there. So, credit to Jen Johnson. You're the best.
I guess that's why it's key to have a good factory that can mimic your good artists.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude. Wow. Look at this merry band of misfits right there. Unbelievable.
All
Okay.
bad guys.
Okay. Yeah. Just
to a degree. I guess Nick Gage is like a face, right? He's like,
but still the brutality. He's been
Yeah.
a heel. This is a very hardcore series. Right. From different eras of hardcore. I think,
I love it, man. All right. So how about we go with, this is a really cool figure. Good old.
Oh, Bruiser Brody. I love this one. Okay. I was going to ask when I saw it. I just saw you hand it to me, and the first thing I was like, oh, did you have to at the last minute not include the chain? But the chain is right here. Again, trying to figure out how do we package that stuff, I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah, and the chain's right here in its own little bubble. On the carding, you have this really great sketch, and as you know, like I feel like interest in Bruiser Brody is at an all-time high.
Yes.
I feel like, I don't know if it was Darkseid that did it, but like the Jax Classic is through the roof. Everybody's so excited about the Power Town Bruiser Brody. It turned out so well. And now this like quintessential, look at the soft goods on the boots.
Had to do it.
Retro style Bruiser Brody. I'm such like a fanboy for this stuff. The Ron Rudat Bruiser Brody sketch. Like if you're a fan of like the inner working, just knowing the Hasbro guy is now doing sketches of Bruiser Brody is so
Isn't
much
that
fun.
wild?
So wild. He's got the scarring on the head. He's got the big beard. He's got the psycho look. 6'8", Santa Fe, New Mexico. Brody's arch rival is Abdullah the Butcher. Fans run in terror as Bruiser makes his way to the ring, swinging his chain like a maniac. I love that it's present tense, too, right? Because we're escaping into that world. It's not like...
These guys still exist right now.
Right, yes. It's not like going back. Man, good quality again. Opening it right up. Okay, I'm going to put Bruiser down for a sec. I'm going to get the chain out. The chain's a little tricky to get out of the packaging, which is probably a good thing.
Yes. That chain drove us nuts, man, because like we wanted to have him hold the chain like we originally showed in the photos for the prototypes, but it was so hard to do it. It was falling out of place. So yeah, this is what...
Also, I mean, the fact that it's a different chain from the Kevin Sullivan
of course.
Wild. But okay, so the chain is a little bit tricky to get out, but like I said, it should be. So Bruiser Brody, this is more the clothesline Hasbro style figure that we're used to with still added articulation. It doesn't have the ball joint like Raven does, so I'm going to take it off on the flat arm first and then bring it off the clothesline arm. Very easy. I saw you sweating over there just in case. Okay, that makes sense that they would slide up and down again. You can reuse the legs should you need to, but it's not like you go cheap for reuse because Bruiser does have his molded on knee pad. Let me move some of these guys back. I'm getting so excited displaying the whole set, but I will put them back up in a minute. Pizza cutter now. There's so much stuff. This set, like it's a big upgrade from Series 1, and I was already a fan of Series 1. But yeah, you can see the molded on knee pad that is like that old school. It's almost more like a wrap, right?
Yes.
That wrap on his knee. Same with the elbow pad / wrap. The tights, they go up because he wore his tights high. So they go up past the molded waistline up into the torso. And even though it's not molded on the torso, I'm looking at it to make sure that it's still straight. The line's good. The paint line's good. He does have his brown eyes, his crazy look, the hoos. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Is that the facial expression we're going for?
That's exactly it, man.
He's got the scarring going on the forehead up there without it being like overly. It's there. It's not like it's like distracting, I'll say. And then he's got this is the way that you guys do the joint in the elbow. So you got the elbow here, and then boom, it's working. You can do the clothesline. Oh, yeah, it goes all the way. Goes all the way. I was a little worried I was going to break it. I'm not going to break it. Yep, goes all the way. Easy flex. Easy flex. Going up. Easy flex. Easy flex. Good. We're doing our services here. And so this arm, hands closed. This arm, hands open. I'm assuming so he can swing the chain, as it were. Let's dip the chain in there.
You might have to wrap it around his hand on the inside.
Sure, because otherwise it'll fall.
Yes, sir.
Which makes sense. It's gravity. That's not much you can do with gravity. Yeah. Yep, there it is. Easy. It can fit in twice. That's smart. It's
It's a good quality chain. It's like a real chain.
It's a real chain, and it's a different real chain than the Kevin Sullivan.
Yes.
Yeah. It's awesome. Wrap it around, however. Boom. Look at that. If you're a Bruiser Brody fan, this is, it's one of those pieces, right? And again, the vest. I feel like I took the vest off quick, so we haven't really talked about how great the material is. It really is that like soft, and by the way, it's like, I kind of want a jacket made out of it. It's like super soft fur, and then on the inside, you have this like almost nylon-y liner, which again, you didn't have to do. It's a liner. It's not just the back of the fabric. It's a true liner to make it seem like a real vest, because every 4-inch figure should have a real vest. Let me put him next to Kevin Sullivan. See what the size difference is.
Oh yeah, you see that?
Oh yeah. Yep, you can see it right there, towering over Kevin Sullivan.
What did it say Bruiser is? He's 6'6", it said on the card, I think it was,
Yeah,
or 6'7".
Yes, somewhere around there. 6'8".
6'8".
on the
Wow.
card, so he's got
like a foot almost.
almost a foot.
Seems about right, I would say.
Yeah, so it's not quite, but also, when you're working with this scale, if Bruiser were this much taller than Kevin Sullivan, it'd be like a little silly. Like it's like, okay, it's a little too big. So yeah, this is key, right? Because these are the two that come with the chains, and you can see they're completely different. Here are two soft goods jackets, completely different. Man, no wonder these things take so long to come out.
Worth every penny, right?
It's nuts. Now it has to feel like a pretty major accomplishment when, like, especially because it's not just that it takes a year from pre-order. I mean, we knew about these not too long after Series 1, so people have been waiting for these for like what, two
years? I would
2
say
years.
For Bruiser Brody,
yeah,
for Sullivan,
yeah. Gage, okay, and then we have one more, right?
One final guy. Save the biggest.
By the way, Bruiser Brody is somewhere between a 9 and a 10. He might be a 10. I mean, I'm a big Bruiser Brody fan, and I love what you did with this figure already. By the way, series, and this isn't taking anything away from Series 1.
Mm-hmm.
Series 2 is like
blows it out of the water, right?
Out of the water. It's like, it seems like you were figuring things out for Series 1.
Of course.
And Series 2 is it's a different animal. It's like it's a totally. Yeah, it's not even close, to tell you the truth.
Just wait for Series 3.
I mean, I can't imagine.
All right, so the final one, of course, is the biggest one. So here we go, officially licensed.
Oh my gosh,
Andre the Giant.
And
with
look at you, the way you handle with care, because I feel like this was a big one for you. Blue strap, Andre. So we have a Hasbro Andre, but this is a little different because it's blue strap, but it's also, I feel like you were saying, as much as you love the Hasbros, and that's the inspiration for this line, this is a line for today. It's not supposed to exist in 1990. It's supposed to exist in 2023. So this is, what if there were a Hasbro Andre the Giant in 2023? Is that right?
That is correct, yep.
So you have, and you could have just gone back. We already have an Andre the Giant Ron Rudat sketch, but we have a new one. We have an updated one, a new one. He's got the sideburns. This is this might even be an older. I feel like Hasbro Andre was maybe WrestleMania 3-ish.
Yes.
This might be more towards after, not too long after, but more the WrestleMania 4-ish, maybe Jake Roberts era, maybe something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, we tried to make him towards like the tail end of his career.
Yeah,
so I would say like 89. Like around there. I know he wrestled in Japan for a little bit in like 1990,
yes.
1991. Don't come at me if I'm got that wrong. But yeah, so around there. So yeah, like that photo is officially licensed from a photographer in Japan. So yeah, so it was definitely more on like the last leg of his career, if you will.
Yeah, you have the signature here. You have the thing again, officially licensed. Andre the Giant, 7'4", 520 pounds from Grenoble in the French Alps.
Crazy.
The eighth wonder of the world, competed in many historic matches that changed the foundation of professional wrestling. Andre the Giant is a pop culture icon. Now, when you're dealing with an estate like Andre, and you're dealing, that's probably a higher profile license than any of these. Not to disrespect any of these, because there's some pretty high profile licenses there. But is that more complicated, or is that pretty much?
No, well, he's represented by a talent agency, so everything is done through them. I don't know what their process is like. They probably have to send photos or whatnot to his family to like sign off on. But all I know is I send whatever I have to send to them, and they usually get back to me right away, and they approve it. So yeah, they've been a dream to work with so far. So yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's open up Andre the first time. Nobody's opened up an Andre, right?
Never. None of these have been opened up. Yeah.
Oh, so you really were sweating.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, oh man. So there's Andre again. High quality everything.
He's a big boy.
He is a big boy. He's a meaty figure. He's a thick boy. Andre the Giant, black boots. Did he wear black boots when he wore the blue singlet?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm assuming that you looked into that.
Of course, yeah. Nice glossy finish to the boots.
Super glossy on the boots. Super glossy on the figure itself. Again, he's got the wrist articulation. He's got this waist articulation. You can vaguely, and this is going back to your sculptor. This guy's a genius. You can vaguely see the belly button. You can kind of see the belly button indentation, but not too much. He's got the head articulation. You got them sick burns. Them burn sides are on here. Here he is, Andre. I'm going to stick him in the back first. Oh, yeah, right next to, you see the size difference of King Kong Bundy? That's where I was gonna, right, so, let's move some of the hardcore legends over. Here he is with Bruiser Brody, right? Okay, for a little size difference, 7'4", 6'7", 6'8". King Kong Bundy, Battle of the Giants, Battle of the Behemoths. Andre still towers over. And then, Kevin Sullivan, who just feared nothing and nobody. I don't care if I'm 5'9", 5'10", whatever I am. Yeah, and Andre towers, appropriately so, over Kevin Sullivan. This is unbelievable, an unbelievable figure. The arms are huge. Just boom. Boom.
Done. He's out.
Done. This Andre is so great. Again, no paint damaging or anything after opening the package. Nothing stuck to anything.
Super clean.
Super clean. Loose mint for sure. Look at there's a texturing that's going on these eyebrows that I hope you can see. Because again, we're talking about a lot of work and detail being put into this. But there's a texturizing on the eyebrows that is really, really cool. The hair texture is just right. He's got that curl and everything. And yeah, the face is like dead on. It's not that easy to get an Andre face. People have missed with the Andre face before. It's hard, man.
Even that giant brow that he has, I feel like we accomplished that. The curls in his hair, the wash in the curls, the colors. Like, he wasn't a guy that went tanning, Andre. I feel like we got his skin colored down correctly.
Man.
Of course I'm going to say it because, it's my toy line, it's our toy line, but I'm sorry, man. This is like knocked out of the park, grand slam home run. It's a hell of a lineup, man. It's beautiful to see this like in person.
Yeah, this has got to feel good for you. This is so crazy, dude. This is like I'm a kid again looking at those like WWE magazine ads where it's like, this is what's coming out, and you're like, I can't believe this is real. Man, we are geeking out hard, but we have every reason to be. Look at this. There you go.
Bundy.
Yeah, Bundy. Always the troublemaker. This
Avalanche.
is Series 2, Heels and Faces. And these are not like prototypes. This is, like you said, they sent you from China a couple of sets early via airmail. It's the exact same figures that are going to be on people's doorsteps.
Yes.
And you are just, I don't know if it's ballsy or foolish enough to let me open them in front of a camera with no understanding that I will not air everything that.
Exactly. Well, I have a lot of confidence in our factory and this constant communication. I talk to them multiple times, literally every single day. I don't have a day off. They don't have a day off. So I was really confident that, there would be no snafus. So yeah, and it looks that way. So yeah, I'm really proud with how it came out.
Yeah, it's one of those where you get why you have to wait. Nobody likes to wait, but it's like
patience is a virtue, right?
This Raven, this is a figure of the year.
Thanks, man.
Candidate, dude. Like, and this is like with all figures. Like this, I feel like when people get wind of this Raven, it's going to be one of those like, whoa, what's going on over here? What's happening over here?
Yeah, in a few
Dude,
years.
the choker's removable.
Yeah, that, like, let's just say 2, 3, 4 years time. That's going to be like a Grail figure without a doubt. So,
I think so too. This is I hope people jumped on that pre-order. And while we're talking about this stuff, I honestly don't know. Well, first of all, you don't have anything else for me, right? We're not opening anything else.
I mean, should we?
I have no idea. I don't know what you have. This is legit. I'm not asking like to set up the next segment. You tell me if I'm not.
Might as well.
No way.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Oh, you really did it. I had no idea. You want me to open this?
Sure.
Okay.
You're
all
gonna
right.
have this at least 4 months before everyone else.
You're gonna make me hated in the nation. This is Blackstrap Andre.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a great move on to the next topic. Blackstrap Andre, who we saw, he's on a black card, first of all. So this is not, here's the Series 2 Andre card. This is Blackstrap Andre on a black card. So I guess this is, but what you're saying is this is done.
That's finished. That is on the same exact boat as the Series 2 guys. So yeah, just give it some time. Eventually he's going to be out. Don't quote me. We're looking around Black Friday. So yeah, you got some time to still get the Blue Strap Andre if and when he pops back up on our website or through our retail partners. And then yeah, Black Strap Andre will be way more limited than the Blue Strap Andre. So yeah.
And you know how limited, you don't have to tell me obviously, but you know how limited it'll be because they're already on the boat.
They're done. There's no pre-order. Okay, 5,000 get ordered. We order 5,000 or whatnot. They're on the boat. So.
But that's actually really important for you to say, and I think people want to hear that. So when you put this on sale, and again, I had no, you didn't tell me this was here.
Did not tell you, Mr. Roberts. No.
When you put this on sale, people are buying it. Like it's not like you're gonna put it on pre-order and we gotta wait a year for a Blackstrap Andre.
Correct.
If Black Friday or whenever this finally goes up,
yes,
you're going to have it in hand and you're shipping as you get orders.
Exactly. So no pre-order, no wait even 2 weeks. Or I mean, you might have to wait 2 weeks, God willing,
for
shipping. The amount of influx of orders.
Right.
But yeah, these will be done in hand, and the Blackstrap Andre, everyone has my word, will not go up for sale until we physically have them in hand, which we will. So yeah, once you order, your order will go out as soon as we possibly could. So the faster you get those orders in, the faster you would get your figures, plain and simple.
By the way, totally different packaging.
Totally different packaging.
Different sketch. And I just noticed too, it's a different head sculpt. So it is important that you get both because it's a different head.
Yep.
I'm going to open, I mean, I don't want to open it, but I'm going to open it because I'm going to order more obviously when it comes out. But
for sure. Internally, even though we could just simply call him Blackstrap Andre, we internally refer to him as Angry Andre.
This is Angry Andre.
He has the angry, upset look on his face.
All right, I'm opening it. I can't believe. Black card, heels, and faces. 100.
Black card, heels, and faces, man.
This is also Black card Andre, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. This is nuts, dude.
A photo officially licensed from famed wrestling photographer George Napolitano.
Love George Napolitano. Here you go. This is it. World exclusive, dude. Black Strap Andre. You can see, I'll point out the differences right here. You got to have both for sure.
Exactly. You can't have one or the other. You have to have both Andre the Giants. That's the only way.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting. You got the hair sculpting done very similarly, which is a pretty major accomplishment because the head is completely different. The face is totally different. Okay, and here's key. You got the teeth You got the teeth right.
Yeah, he has like small
teeth. Yeah. Small angry teeth, Andre. And yeah, man.
All right, Sam,
wow.
Here's the cool part. I mentioned this last year when Series 1 came in. You ready for this?
Yeah.
And again, as I've been saying this whole entire interview, like, you know, hopefully this doesn't get screwed up. Do me a favor and pop those heads off, if you will.
All right, dude. Okay.
God willing. Watch them not come off.
Yeah.
And my whole business is ruined.
It doesn't come. Oh, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And there's no cracking. The peg is there. There's no cracking. They're tight. They're on there tight.
And people watching, do not do this with all your figures because only ones that were designed to have swappable heads do this. So don't think you could just pop Raven's head off and put it on something else. It will break.
That's good to know. Okay, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just me, my Blue Strap Andre popped off much easier than my Black Strap Andre. I was very worried this was going to break.
Me too.
Okay, but I'm going to switch the heads now.
Now you could switch those heads.
Push it on. No breaking. You heard the creaking. You heard the creaking.
Yeah. Heard a nice pop.
And it looks fresh out of the studio. It looks like it was designed to have the angry head. Okay, I'm going to put plain head on Series 2. I mean on Blackstrap Andre. Oh yeah, okay.
Nice beautiful pop.
Perfect pop.
Look at that.
And look at that. You can't there's no difference.
Insane.
And it's not loose. Yeah.
So 2 figures in one essentially, but you have to buy them both.
You do.
So,
yeah. Two figures in two.
2 figures in 2.
Yeah. Each figure is 2 figures in one, but by themselves they're just one.
There we go.
I'm going to switch the heads again just in case they break.
Oh God.
Got to give them a chance to break. Okay, so I think what's happening is not that it's a bad thing, but the reason the joint or whatever on the head of Blackstrap Andre was a little more snug. That's all. That's why. Yep. You heard it. It's not loose. It's good. Bada bing, bada boom. And we're putting Blackstrap Andre together. It's the only one.
The only one. Boom.
Boom. Not broken. Not broken.
Nice.
Look,
and
I'm down.
snug.
Look. Not broken. Not broken. Holding it by the head. Yeah, that's wild, dude.
Hell of a lineup, man.
My God. This Blackstrap Andre is amazing. I mean, Blue Strap is great too. Yeah. That is bad ass. So you're potentially Black Friday for this guy.
Black Friday potentially, yeah.
Series 2 is on the way now. It's already been ordered. Will there be more available of Series 2 when they get in?
Yeah, eventually. So like what we like to do is like everyone pre-ordered, back in October. So naturally we want everyone to get theirs in first. We want to say thank you for pre-ordering. And then, a few months later, we'll put some leftovers from Series 2 up. I don't want to like just have everyone get their stuff in and then next week, hey, here you go. Now they're available and everyone gets them around the same time.
And also, too, like it takes time to ship out the pre-orders. So the people who pre-ordered should have the benefit of getting theirs first, obviously.
Of course. Absolutely.
Okay,
man.
Here's what I'll do. Now that we've got Andre, this would be a great time to throw Dino Bravo into the mix. Now, Dino Bravo, obviously bigger than Kevin Sullivan. Yeah, see, the scaling
it's perfect.
is still perfect on all these. This is a Series 1 Dino and Andre together. Yeah, you know what? This is a Colossal Connections era Andre.
Yes.
In the blue. So with a Haku or something, it'd be perfect. But he also was hanging and banging with Dino Bravo. Look at that. Awesome. Now, going forward, is everybody going to have wrist articulation, or is it still on a need basis? Because like Bruiser Brody does not have wrist articulation. I don't know if Kevin Sullivan does have wrist articulation, and everybody else, Raven, Kong Bundy, Nick Gage, Andre, have wrist articulation. Series 1 Dino does not. I'd have to look at the other Series 1s, but yeah. So are we going to add wrist articulation to everybody, or is it just where it makes sense? Or
yeah, where it makes sense. It's like a case-by-case basis. Like, we have to look at the future. Like, okay, if this figure could have a body with reuse, then of course we'll give him a different hand or whatnot. But for the most part, it's case-by-case.
Makes perfect sense. I've also noticed that I feel like, and not that it was a big issue, I feel like the seams are better in Series 2.
I mean, maybe that was not an issue we ever brought up, or they ever brought it up to us. But maybe, I mean,
maybe I'm just excited about Series 2.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, so what I'm assuming that's the end of opening stuff.
That's it for opening stuff.
Okay,
yes, sir.
I mean, I think we've done quite a bit in terms of opening stuff, and we got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 figures.
All perfect.
7 figures from an independent toy company.
Dude,
just
look
like
at this lineup.
Coming at once.
There. Now, I think you really wanted to ruffle some feathers, shock some people. You got some reveals?
We got some reveals. Well, not necessarily like a reveal per se, but we could show off some final production figures, if you will.
I would love you, whatever you're comfortable showing off.
Little thing. Let's see.
I want to see.
These don't break. Okay.
And by the way, if these break, it's not. These are not product. This is like samples.
Oh, these are pretty much the full-on production figures, believe it or not.
Wow.
All right. So you ready for this?
Oh yeah. Oh, baby. To quote Heath Slater, this is, oh my God, this looks way better than I even expected. This is Match. Matt Cardona. Can I move him at all, or should I be?
He's a full-on figure, man. You can do whatever you want with him, yeah.
Okay, he's got the middle finger. He's got all of it. This is, of course, from the GCW death match with Nick Gage. Here, yes, wrist articulation. He's got this very interesting elbow articulation where he's going to be able to flex as well as move the elbow. Wow, man. All the detailing on the pants down to the text. Here lies Nick Gage, where he's urinating on the grave. But it's all like the text is readable on the leg. And, of course, the blood stain on the back. He's got the broski cut on the T-shirt. This is insane. Obviously, this is going to be part of the 2-pack. Do we know, when are we planning on releasing this 2-pack? And it's going to be shipped 2-pack, like 2 figures on 1 card, right?
2 figures on 1 card, yeah. I mean, I really can't have a date. Like, ideally, we wanted to have it in time for the 2-year anniversary of the match, which would be coming up, like, shortly. I forgot when it was, but it was around this time.
Okay.
So, yeah, unfortunately, we missed that deadline. But figure maybe, like, I would hope before the end of the year. And again, end of this year. Yeah, so like,
end of 2023?
Yeah, definitely.
So within the next 6 months, you think you'll have this?
Yeah, because so they're already done. Now it's all a matter of getting them boxed up and sent to me, and how long it takes to actually get them.
So is this another one that you're? By the way, there's a little Matt Cardona logo on the T-shirt that did not need to be included, but is included, like the tiny little detail. So is this going to be another one that the 2-pack's going to be in stock when you put it up for order?
Yeah, in stock, no pre-order. So if they sell out,
wow.
They sell. And we're only doing, just one, like, I don't want to say a limited number of these per se.
Well, if it's not pre-order, then it's limited by definition.
Exactly. But I mean, like, we're not going to make 5,000 of these. It's probably going to be maybe like around 1,500 or so pieces.
And that's it.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah. So if you snooze, you lose. And
that's nuts. And will this be with the black strap Andre? Black Card Andre, I like calling it now. Black Card Andre and this 2-pack, will that be the first kind of re-releases of figures? Not that it's re-released. It's obviously Matt Cardona in a different form in a completely new mold. But like the first time it's like now there's 2 Matt Cardonas. There's 2 Nick Gages. There's 2 Andres.
Naturally, yeah. So, of course, Matt Cardona is the first guy that we have 2 figures for. But yeah, so he
it is. I can't state enough. Even the head mold is different because the hair is different.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's there's not... Nope. And I mean, yeah, it had the Gorilla Press action when it first came out. So no parts on this, to my eye, is reused. The boots are part of the leg, so you can't swap the boots out.
No, sir.
And even though the light tube is a full light tube, unlike the Nick Gage in Series 2, which is a half light tube. So even the light tube is a new piece. And then who do you have in there? Do you have his partner or his opponent, I should say?
His adversary.
Yeah, his adversary for this match.
So this one is almost like a final sample. It's like a pilot sample, they call it.
Okay.
So it's not completely done, but it's this is as close to being done as it's going to be.
Okay. Wow, Nick Gage, again, new head sculpt. You can see the teeth on this one. Blood all over the place. Okay, I was going to... yes, we have new articulation. We've got the elbow articulation going on. So new arm.
Totally new upper body. So yeah, elbow articulation. He has a cloth shirt. He has black wrist tape this time.
Oh yeah, I see that. It's going
to be how he looked in the actual death match against Cardona.
He's got this is important too. Let me see, my pizza cutter's around here somewhere. There's so many accessories in Series 2. Yeah, so the Series 1 comes with Series 2 comes with the pizza cutter. This 2-pack is a bloody pizza cutter. So that's different. And then the T-shirt, for those of you that are geeks like me and that are curious, we got Velcro on the back. That's how we're doing the T-shirts, right? We're going to keep it, the Velcro on the back?
Exactly. So
I think that's the move.
The whole thing, the reason why we had, a soft goods shirt is because we wanted to make this like a deluxe 2-pack, if you will.
Sure.
We added the articulation more so than kind of like a Raven. And yeah, we just wanted to make it like a supreme figure, if that makes any sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
And Sam, do me a favor, remove that shirt. Check it out.
Oh, I wasn't. I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but you asked me to. And by the way, the fabric on the T-shirt's nice. It's like a T-shirt. It's not like a felty.
Yeah. Just be careful with the actual pizza cutter because again, that is not the final one. So it's like a little. I don't want that to break. 'Cause I know that the top was coming off.
Okay.
The pizza cutter.
Okay. Got it. Yep, because it's not the final, which is cool.
Now, although
the T-shirt comes off easy. Oh, there's elbow articulation on both arms.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to delicately put it over the pizza cutter because, again, this is not the final figure. Yeah. So this is badass. He's got blood on his torso and his back.
Yeah. Now, even though Gage didn't remove his shirt during the death match, but I would imagine that's probably what his body looked like under that shirt.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have blood all over your head, yeah, the idea, this could be your post-death match, I'm taking my shirt off and getting out of here, or reenact the death match and now he's got no shirt on. Yes. Yeah, this is so cool. You can also see now the blood on the arms much clearer. You know, running up the arms again where the T-shirt covers. You didn't have to put it there, but you did. Yeah, and I can't like really overstate. It's really great the blood design, like the fact that it's almost like in streams.
Yeah. Coming
downward. It's not just like a splotch, and you can see the same thing. He's got the broski tan going on, so it's a little harder to tell. But you can see the same thing. It's like streams of blood across the back, right? And it's almost dripping down Cardona's face, which is amazing.
Yeah, they didn't just take like a paintbrush or whatnot and just dab the heads. Like, this is all calculated.
Yeah, yeah. The design is actually there. That's nuts. And again, this is one of those that I feel like people have been waiting for a very long time. Very early on into you kind of launching heels and faces. You said this was a 2-pack that you're doing, and you weren't kidding, man. Yeah. It's finally getting close. And the idea that, yeah. So before the end of the year, Andre in the 2-pack as well.
Oh, definitely. 100%. Well, I don't say 100%. Definitely for Andre. And then the 2-pack, it all depends on when they arrive here by the boat.
Right.
Because those can be done, they're telling me now, like mid to late September, they should be done.
Okay.
So let's just say they get them on the boat like October, and, you know, the stores start getting their holiday stuff in around that time.
Sure.
So there may be a delay with actually getting it on a boat or how long it takes to get here.
Gotcha.
But I'm hoping to have it before Christmas.
Could be a Christmas offering.
Exactly.
Could be the holiday offer.
Got a few more surprises for you, Mr. Roberts.
I don't even
Are you guys
think
ready?
I want to see what I just saw. Okay, so
we got our San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
This is exciting. I can't wait. I can't wait to get mine in hand on this. This is one of those that we've been waiting for forever. One of the redoing the Orange Card series, Bastion Booger, or Mike Shaw, as it were, correct?
Yeah, Mike Booger Shaw.
Booger Shaw.
According to his...
I've got so many figures now that I'm trying to move everything.
Yeah, according to Mike's wife, or his widow, however called, she's a really sweet lady, Kelly. She's very, very sweet. She said everyone, all the boys, if you will, refer to him as Booger. So he's Mike Booger Shaw now.
Booger, that's his name. Okay, like Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to keep everything straight so I know what to give you back. I don't snatch anything by mistake. There he is, Bastion Booger, Mike Booger Shaw. He's got the hump right here, which is, one of the big parts about what the gimmick was based on.
Yeah, like, it was pretty prominent, that hump.
Yeah, putting the hump in. He's got his fists in the wrist tape. Let's see. Yes, we have some wrist articulation going on. He's got the everything about Booger was just unpleasant to look at, like the coloring, the gross gray, the even grosser like off yellow in the boots. And I love that you have the stripes. I don't know if you can see it, but the stripes that are added, the stripes here, and then the toes that are not only the different color, but those are molded on. Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, it's a cool figure. Of course, completely original, no reuse there. It was all made for him. He's going to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So probably by the time of this posting, it'll be up.
You can go to zombiesailor.com.
Yep,
zombiesailor.com. And
same thing with Booger, right? He's coming on the boat with Series 2 as we speak. So he is a capped number. It's not a it's a pre-order, but the pre-order could possibly sell out if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, there's only so many.
Yeah, so there's 2,200 Booger figures.
That's it. Man.
So if they sell out, that's it. Like,
and we know that's it because I don't even get to keep this one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Yeah. So like the Jeff Jarrett that we had at San Diego Comic-Con from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I told people that's it. Once that was an open pre-order. So essentially, if 10 million got ordered, that's how many were made. So yeah, and that's it. We never offered him ever again. I'm never going to offer that orange card Jeff Jarrett ever again. And it'll be the same thing for Bastion Booger, that orange card.
And Jeff Jarrett. Yeah. And also, you never know, right? In this game, like, not only are you never going to offer the orange card Jeff Jarrett ever again, but like, who knows if you'll ever get the chance to do another retro Jeff Jarrett, depending on where he's working, right?
Exactly. Yeah, Jeff Jarrett, he's a very unpredictable man, to say the least. So yeah, he could end up here, he can end up there, and I have no idea what his like contract is gonna look like. So yeah, it has to it's yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right.
You wanna
I got one more for you for the 4.5 inch scale, right?
Okay.
This guy is also coming on the boat with Series 2.
Oh.
One of my favorites, Mr. One Man Gang.
Ooh, now we've seen on your Instagram. Oh my God, it doesn't do it justice, by the way, your Instagram.
Oh,
how good this is. Man. The face is so great. Yeah, he's got the soft goods vest, the denim's awesome. I'm moving him around without a care in the world. All good. Wrist articulation, little head articulation, but the hair, I don't want to break anything. Waist. And he's got, like, you can see it's very easy to take the vest off.
Oh, you could take that off, no problem.
No problem. It's got a little bagginess to it, which works because his did. And then you can see, right, he's got the whole singlet, but with the tight T-shirt under it. He's got the skulls here. Let me look at these. These tattoos look like it's the new way, not the Danhausen way to do the tattoos on the head.
Exactly, yep.
Yep. So the head tattoos are on good. He's got the design on the sleeves, the gang on the stripe, on the tights. And then this vest, I mean, you're going crazy with your soft goods, dude. This vest is nuts. Because not only, again, easy to take on and off, which you can't always say. You've got this awesome design on the back, which, yeah, really cool. One Man Gang 747. But then on the front, you've got his pocket, but then you've also got pockets in the side, and the buttons, the silver buttons that you've got leaning the side of the vest.
It's all about the details.
Unbelievable, man. And this is going to be part of Series 3.
Series 3, yep.
And when do you expect Series 3 to be available? Is that for next year?
Like the Cardona Gage 2-pack, I'm hoping before the end of the year. If all goes well, it's going to be a hell of a holiday season for us. So
this is all like Series 2 is kind of the end of the era of Zombie Sailor Toys is great, but it's like 5 figures every 2 years. Like, it's more like, now it's like, okay, we got product.
That is.
So you've been busy while we've been waiting.
Yes, 100%. Been working very much so in silence. Like, we have 28 different figures right now at the factory, molds already made, could be pumped out at any given moment. So yeah, it's going to be a lot short of a wait time going forward. So it's going to be it was a long time coming, but it, like I said before, it's, patience is a virtue and all good things come to those who wait. So now we're looking to get at least 3 waves a year starting in 2024. Yeah.
Whoa. So, and when you say 3 waves a year, are you planning on not pre-orders for going forward, or will it go sometimes yes, sometimes no?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay.
But I could tell you this, the pre-orders will be a hell of a shorter wait time, maybe like 3-4 months. And the reason why people pre-order, so many people out there have this misconception that it's like what is it, like a GoFundMe, like it's financing. I could absolutely positively tell you none of this shit finances anything. You know what I mean? And this, from when I started this, it was all out of pocket. I could have had Series 1 out before I put up a pre-order. Pre-orders are made so we know how many to order.
Sure.
We don't want to shortchange ourselves or hurt ourselves. So like, let's just say, like, I'll use Danhausen as a very good example. That was our top selling figure of all time, period. If I didn't know any better, if I just had the figures made already, I probably would have ordered maybe 1,000, 1,500 pieces. He sold over 5,000 figures.
Wow.
And that's for pre-order. And this is my first time disclosing those numbers. And that's before people like Pro Wrestling Tees made like orders, or brick and mortar retailers made orders. So just from direct to consumer alone was 5,000 pieces. So can you imagine if I ordered 1,500 and I just shortchanged myself 3,500 figures?
Shortchanging the talent too.
Yeah,
Shortchanging
exactly.
because they're making a royalty off of figures sold, right?
100%. Yeah, we pay everybody very well, and at least in our opinion, I mean, when they get the royalty checks, like holy crap, you know.
But they are like, it's not just like, here's $1,000.
No.
We're gonna make your figure now. It's you get whatever a percentage. That's your business, but they are getting a percentage of figures
Absolutely,
sold.
for sure. Like when I talked to Raven back in October, actually it was around November, like I waited for the pre-orders to close and I, you know, like, hey, you know, X amount of figures sold, you get X amount of dollars. I swear to God, there was literally a pause and he whistled. He was like, that much? Because he wasn't expecting this. You know, I would never disclose the numbers what I'm paying people.
Sure.
But like, you know, it was a hell of a lot of money. And I could probably say this with confidence. It's probably the most he ever got paid for a figure ever. Even back when he was in WWE or WCW.
Yeah,
whatever.
Toy Biz, Jax. Like,
Yeah,
that's wild.
So yeah,
man.
people are getting taken care of very well. So yeah, go back to pre-order things. We need to pre-order to know how many to order.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense, especially in that case of Danhausen, because I don't think anybody would realize that would be the one of all the figures that you've made. Danhausen's the top seller. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I remember when I first announced him, you know, way back when, people like, you know, at the time, sure, his popularity exploded the past few years, but at the time he was still popular. People were like, you know, who the hell's Danhausen? What is, oh man, this toy line's gonna fail right off the bat, or this is the first peg warmer. Look who had the last laugh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so yeah.
All right. Is there anything?
Well, I mean,
up to you.
Yeah. Would you want to see a larger figure while we're here?
As a matter of fact, I would, Zombie Sailor.
Okay, so
as a matter of fact, I would like to see. This is, yeah. I mean, we've seen photos floating around that you're venturing into the 6-inch, more articulated scale of figures, and the renders have looked good.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, you know, the people that like this 90s style, I mean, they're few and far between. They're like, you know, an older collector like myself. And we want to capitalize on everybody in the market because I love all scales and I love all genres. So I figured, you know, there's so many guys out there that, you know, Mattel or whoever else is not going to do. So I figured, like, you know, like these 4.5-inch figures, let us do it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we put together an amazing, talented team to make these figures come to life. We signed some amazing names. So yeah, this is going to be, I say 6 inches, but it's more closer to 7-inch figures. It'll scale with the figures that you have at home. Don't worry. And here it is, not a digital render. It's actual physical figure. Be very careful. Of course, this is a prototype.
Yes.
Hand painted. But this is the loose cannon Brian Pillman.
Oh my goodness. All right, let me take a look. Oh, wow. Okay, first, right off the bat, the face and the head is significantly better than what the digital render did.
Those weren't even digital renders. Those were all the actual photos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't do digital renders. Everything was done like
wow.
Those were the actual pictures from that prototype right there.
Well, in person, the head looks amazing. The detailing on the vest. Oh, I love the attention that you pay to the boots. I'm gonna.
He might be able to stand actually.
All right, should we try?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Comes with the cane and everything. Wow, I'm gonna.
Let's see.
Figure out a spot. Hang on. Okay, we got it right there. Right there. I'll let me hold on to it just to make sure it doesn't fall off the desk or something. I don't want to ruin this thing, but that is unbelievable. So we're looking at shoulder, bicep, elbow. It looks like you're mimicking your elbow articulation is kind of the same, where it's kind of covering the joint.
Yeah.
Wrist, is it going to have the flex in the wrist?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, head, ab, waist. Yeah, all the articulation that you're used to. Toe articulation, no toe
no toe articulation.
But ankle.
Yeah, ankle, double jointed knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really beautiful piece.
This is nuts. We're holding this. This is in hand right now.
Yeah. The factory has them, of course. They're doing their best to replicate this, and it's the same factory that's making these. So if they did such a stellar job of replicating these 4.5-inch figures, it tells me that they're going to do a really good job doing this as well. So yeah.
What kind of packaging are we thinking for these?
The packaging, we have a couple of ideas, tossed up. I mean, we don't have nothing set in stone yet.
And he's going to have like multiple accessories, multiple heads, multiple hands.
Yeah, so Pillman's definitely going to have 3 different total heads.
Okay.
So I brought this one with me. He's
Sure.
going to have a set of crutches,
Ooh.
soft goods shirt with the Rogue Horseman logo.
Love that.
He's going to have the cane that's, of course, is a separate accessory.
Yeah.
And he's going to have his 9mm gun.
Got to.
Yeah,
He doesn't call 911.
Yeah, Pillman would never call 911. Yeah.
Wow, man. I mean, this is wild. And of course, this is the sort of ECW going to WWE era of Pillman.
Yeah, put it this way. When he didn't have a contract after he left WCW, that's the Pillman that we're phoning in.
Work the world, Brian Pillman.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... Now, do we know... First, timing. Like, not when... Yeah, I mean, when do you expect this to get started in terms of pre-orders, and then vaguely when people may be able to potentially have this in hand?
So in hand, honestly, it probably won't be till around April of 2024.
Okay, so less than a year still.
Yeah, because like these have been in development since like around like January. So like, and especially with these, there's so many more literal moving parts. It takes a little while longer. And we have a whole lineup for these, 6-inch scale figures. We have like 30 something guys signed, and so many of them already done, painted at the factory. So yeah, it's a slow trickle. Not many people are going to know about them.
Okay, yeah, it's to scale. For those of you wondering, this is a Jazzwares AEW CM Punk. I'm trying to get it right on camera, just so.
Yeah, so the actual prototype, I forgot what the measurements are. It might be just like a hair bigger, or it might be to scale. I really don't remember. Isn't Jazzwares scaled a little larger though than Mattel?
It might be scaled a little larger than Mattel. This Punk was just right next to me, so I grabbed it.
I've never seen that Punk figure in
great.
person, by the way. It's a hell of a figure.
It's awesome, and they're using real chains and everything. They're catching up to you.
Wow, goddamn.
Yeah, man, belt buckle painted and everything. Do we know what kind of price point we're thinking on these yet?
I really don't. I really can't say. It all comes down to like what the final number is from the factory and the pre-order number is. So like that is gonna really determine it. So yeah,
that is incredible. Oh man.
You know what? I mean, while we're here, I mean, might as well, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Did I bring them? What do you got now? You didn't tell me what you were bringing.
No, I did not.
And I feel like you're kind of on the spot figuring out what to reveal and what not to reveal.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff with me.
Which I kind of love.
Let's see. All right, so I mean, this is going to be, so I guess we can give like a little world exclusive. Why not?
I would love a world exclusive.
So this guy, again, I don't want him to fall apart. This is a prototype. So if it falls apart, it is what it is. It's good. So this guy will be in the first series of the 6-inch figures. I said we're going to have a really big, a heavyweight, if you will.
Sure.
His head's like falling off since, so please be careful.
Okay.
How about another King Kong Bundy?
Oh, boy. Wow. This is a massive figure. And this is like a real, like, I mean, this is unbelievable. Like, this is one of those figures where you don't realize how much you need a King Kong Bundy until you see this figure. Wow.
Look at the freaking head sculpt, the shading on the head, everything.
Yeah, this is a work of art, man. Look how big the feet are. He's got some big boots on. Yeah, this is like a hefty... My camera's angled to get like the 4-inch guys, so I don't want it to...
Yeah, of course.
I didn't realize that you even had these guys with you. But if you could kind of see, I'll bring it down a little bit. See, I mean, it is unbelievable. It's not focusing, unfortunately, but yeah. See, there it is. You can see it right there. Unbelievable. And it's staying together, by the way.
Thank God.
Wow. And even just feeling it this way, it's hefty. You know what? I'm going to do... I wonder if it'll... You think it'll stand or no?
I think so.
Bad idea. Okay. Yeah. Tell me about the figure. I'm going to angle the camera up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we have a whole new team sculpting these, whole new painters, everyone. So yeah, it just really comes down to wanting to make good, 6-7-inch scale figures of guys that never would have otherwise have gotten made. King Kong Bundy's a huge name. It's been probably 10 years since they made a figure in the scale of Bundy.
Probably something like that.
So I figured, why not we do it? And his family's very supportive. They love the figure. And right now we have exclusive rights to make King Kong Bundy figures for at least the next 3 years.
Really?
So we're gonna go all out and hopefully make his family proud and make his fans happy. And so Bundy will be in the first series along with Mr. Brian Pillman
and
Jeff Jarrett.
Oh wow!
And there's one other figure which I don't have here, and I'm not going to mention him here, but another big heavyweight figure that will be in the first series to cap it off. So it's going to be.
When you say a big heavyweight figure, do you mean like King Kong Bundy, or
like somebody that's like in Bundy's size, like a big dude? Yeah. So we just want to come out swinging from the gate with our 6-inch figures. We don't want to be topped. We want to be the best quality figures in the wrestling figure world. So we want to show that off.
Man, yeah, these are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and these are painted by the Four Horsemen, not Barry Windham and Ric Flair. These are painted by they've done Spawn with McFarlane back in the day. Now they have their own toy line, Mythic Legions, which are incredible. But they do a lot of work with like Super 7 and like Diamond Collectibles. They do a lot of stuff all over the place. So their fingerprints are literally all over the action figure world. And it was an honor to have them paint these. They're unbelievable, their quality.
I'm just putting them down because I'm worried they're going to fall over or something. But you are not. The molding on the singlet is so good.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really cool set.
Okay, so the singlet, will it be like a soft plastic, or will the articulation be on the singlet as well?
Yeah. So because these are prototypes, we had to do that different for the singlet, but the actual finished one will be like a separate external, like not soft goods, but it'll be like a plastic,
like
separate
a soft
piece.
plastic.
Yeah, almost like a shell, if you will, that goes over the body.
Gotcha.
But it'll be able to make, as of right now, I mean, again, don't quote me, it's still going to be able to have the articulation at the waist. It'll just be an external piece.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff goes in, dude, 24/7. From the moment I go to from the moment I go to sleep. Sleep, what the hell is that, right? 24/7 with the factory, with the sculptors, artists, painters, talent. It's it's all we do. And I legitimately have OCD. So believe me, like I don't sleep until, again, with sleep, I don't have any breaks until something is done the best possible way.
Yeah.
So these are in really good hands. It's not just me at this point. Like, we have so many people on the team, and we, again, won't rest until we give you the best possible products that you guys deserve in the wrestling figure world.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Glad you like them.
I do. Well, okay. Are we wrapping up?
I think so. I mean, we could probably take this out, but I mean, I have others that we could show or we could do separately. What do you think? I mean, because like there's certain guys that I would rather not reveal right now, but I would like to have on camera, if that makes any sense. So we could, for like a later date.
Yep. Okay. All right. Well, guess what? We got more coming with Zombie Sailor. If you want to get this guy right here, Mike Booger Shaw.
Yes, sir.
If there's any left, go to zombiesailor.com.
Yes, sir. Zombiesailor.com. Limited of 2,200 pieces. Once it sells out, that's it. He's on the same shipment right now with Series 2. They're literally on the water. So we hope to have him maybe like early to late September. Because we're going to fulfill all the Series 2 pre-orders, and once that gets done, then we start
fulfilling
these.
Booger.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay, well, it's part of the much anticipated, that orange card filling in the gaps collection, and it really is fantastic. It's one that we've been waiting for. Zombie, I appreciate you giving me all this time and showing everything off to us, and yeah, man, it's things are getting really, really interesting. This is awesome.
Super. It's getting really interesting for sure. It's been a long time coming, and I'm glad that we were able to get these figures out, and I'm glad that you were the first one to have them.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.